Welcome everyone. Welcome to the channel Biology and Botany by Bikram Ghosh. Today, let's see how plants produce their food by the process of photosynthesis. We all know that green plants perform the process of photosynthesis to produce their food. So let's see how they perform photosynthesis. First, we need to learn what is photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is the process by which green plants and some other organisms also uses carbon dioxide and water in presence of sunlight and chlorophyll to produce energy rich molecules like glucose, and with glucose they produce oxygen and water. This process is known as photosynthesis. So we can see here the chemical reaction. Here it is given that 6 CO2 plus 12 H2O in presence of sunlight and chlorophyll molecules produces 1 molecule of glucose and 6 molecules of water and 6 molecules of oxygen, which then evolves out. So this is photosynthesis in case of green plants and other organisms. We should know that the photosynthesis can also takes place under artificial light conditions. That means sun is not only the source of light under which photosynthesis can perform, but photosynthesis can perform under artificial light conditions also. Here the O2 released is the major source of O2 in the environment for the respiration process of all organisms. The glucose which is produced by the process of photosynthesis is then further converted into starch and sucrose for further processes. First we need to learn where this photosynthetic process is going on. In case of plants and other eukaryotic organisms, the main site of photosynthesis is the cell organelle, which is known as chloroplast. So let's see the structure of chloroplast. Chloroplast is a double membrane bound cell organelle. Chloroplast is a semi-autonomous organelle in nature as it contains its own DNA. That means that chloroplast can perform 50% of its functions or of its metabolic processes by its own, because it contains its own DNA, and for the rest 50% it depends on the cellular genetic material or cellular DNA which is present in the nucleus for the rest of the work. In the chloroplast we can see that thylakoids are present, and the stacks of thylakoids is known as granum, and the matrix inside the chloroplast is known as stroma. All the proteins, pigments responsible for light reactions are present in the thylakoid membranes, and so the light reaction occurs in the thylakoid membrane. The enzymes required for dark reaction like Rubisco etc. are present in the stroma. So the dark reaction occurs in the stroma. We can see the diagram here of the structure of the chloroplast. Here it is the outer membrane, inner membrane, stroma, and thylakoid. Single coin-like structure is known as thylakoid, and the stacks of those coins or thylakoid is known as granum. And here the red colored structure, string-like structure, is known as DNA, and the connections between the two granum, adjacent granum, is known as stroma lamellae. So let's see what are the photosynthetic pigments. The primary photosynthetic pigment is chlorophyll. There are various types of chlorophyll. Chlorophyll A and B are present in green plants, and chlorophyll C and D are present in protists and cyanobacteria. Bacteria chlorophyll is also present in photosynthetic bacteria, and carotenoids are also present in as photosynthetic pigments. They serve as accessory pigment and play a very key role of photoprotection in photosynthesis. We will later see what is photoprotection. So here there are the structures of chlorophyll A, B and carotenoid. We can see that the chlorophyll structure is a bit complex, but it is very simple in nature. We can see there is a central magnesium atom present in the structure, and the ring-like structure is known as porphyrin ring. We can see that porphyrin ring is present in both the chlorophyll A and chlorophyll B. It is the basic structure of chlorophylls. And with the porphyrin ring, there is another structure attached to it which is known as phytol tail. The basic difference between chlorophyll A and chlorophyll B is the presence of methyl group and CHO group. CH3 and CHO group differentiates the chlorophyll A and chlorophyll B. In case of chlorophyll A, CH3 is present, and in case of chlorophyll B, CHO is present. Here it is marked in a red circle. And we can see that here is a structure of carotenoid. Carotenoid is a linear structure with two aromatic ring-like structures present at the two ends with methyl groups. So these pigments form a complex structure inside the chloroplast. First is the antenna complex. It contains accessory pigments, that is carotenoids, which contain xanthophyll and carotenes. They absorb the light of high intensity and transfer the energy to the reaction center. They protect the reaction center from photo damage by high intensity of light. That is, the reaction center can get damaged by the high intensity of sunlight. From that damage, these accessory pigments present in the antenna complex gives a protection to the reaction center. The reaction center contains primary pigments like chlorophyll A. It utilizes the energy from antenna complex to dissociate electrons from an electron donor, which is H2O, and transfer it to the primary electron acceptor, which is pheophytin. We can see in the diagram that the light is falling on the antenna complex and the energy is then transferred to the reaction center, and in the reaction center the donor donates the electron and the acceptor accepts the electron. Here we can see the donor is H2O and the acceptor is pheophytin. Then there are two experiments which are observed during the photosynthetic experiments. First one is red drop. There is a sharp decrease in quantum yield at wavelengths greater than 680 nanometer of the visible spectrum, that is in the far red region of the spectrum. Quantum yield of photosynthesis is the total number of O2 molecules released per light quanta absorbed. Okay, we can see in the graph that the absorption spectra and the quantum yield declines after the 680 nanometer wavelength of light. Then the second experiment is immersion enhancement effect. The rate of photosynthesis increases beyond the normal level and is highest when both the red and far red light is given together. We can see in the graph that in case of both the red and far red light, the photosynthetic rate is the highest. So this gives a conclusion that there is present of two photosystem, that is photosystem 1 which absorbs light at 700 nanometer of wavelength, and photosystem 2 which absorbs light at 680 nanometer wavelength. So this is the end of the photosynthesis part 1 video. Photosynthesis part 2 video will be coming soon. Thank you. Please subscribe the channel and click the bell icon for further notification of my next videos. Follow us on Facebook. The link is given in the description below. Thank you.